Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. We had a medium-ish Board of Selectmen's meeting this week, went till maybe 9 or so, and we had a lot of items on the agenda. A meeting either next week or the week after, probably the week after, because next week's school vacation week, and some of the staff I think might not be available. Anyway, and explain what's happened there. So essentially, a private developer installed a sewer line in Dukes Road. However, it was required to be built to town specifications, and the town now basically owns that sewer line. So there was concern, I'm summarizing here, there was concern by some residents that A, they didn't know that they were going to be required to connect because there was conflicting information on that, which there was. And B, they are concerned that the line is not sized for all the homes on the road. My information is the line is sized for the homes on the road, and there is an existing Board of Health regulation that requires connection to a town sewer, if it becomes available, in front of your home within a certain period of time. And that is not a new regulation. That's been around for at least 10 years or so. But the abutters were unaware of it, I guess largely unaware of it, and again, there was some confusion about it. So the Board of Health, I think, had some discussion about this yesterday, and they may be mulling over an option where homeowners could delay the connection if they've maybe just installed a septic system or something like that, because that's costly. So there will be a meeting about this shortly. That was one item on the agenda, one public comment item. The other had to do with something about our island home, and a citizen who also happens to be the town clerk who was concerned that there isn't being consideration being given properly to keeping the facility where it is. In fact, that's kind of all we've been talking about lately. But and I think there was also some concern that there hadn't been enough public input or public discussion or something like that. We've had a couple of public forums on it, and right now we are in the midst of a study with some professional consultants who are looking at operational models of how our nursing home could operate in addition to the way it's operating now. There are many, many issues with the way it's currently operated that have to do with increasing regulatory requirements that we are not ever going to be exempt from, staffing, cost efficiencies, things like this that need to be considered going forward. We would be remiss if we did not consider these. So that study is underway, and we have asked that they look at the operational model being at the current site, which they will do, and we will evaluate how costly that is estimated to be. I think the consultants are going to come in with their report to a board meeting on March 16th. That is not a written in stone date. We're still mulling that date over, but that's kind of the way we left it.
So what are the chances of keeping it there?
Well, it'll come down to the cost.
Okay.
And the feasibility of keeping it there as well. For example, depending on how it would be proposed to keep it there, residents might have to be relocated while a new facility is underway, and that is also problematic with regard to a number of issues, not the least of which is Department of Public Health approval.
All right.
So
well, you could do a hybrid. I've mentioned that before, where that could be
let me put it this way. It is physically possible. Yes.
All right.
Almost anything is physically possible. Yeah. What has to be taken into consideration is the cost of that.
Okay, that was my other question. What are the chances, and I'm not, people think about it all the time. I mean, we're rare that the town actually runs their own nursing home.
There's only one other municipal nursing home in the state.
So why don't we privatize it, and then we don't have to pay for it anymore?
That will also be examined in the consulting report, but the facility does not generate enough revenue and could never generate enough revenue based on the payer mix and the how it's set up to make any money. We've looked at this several times already over the past 20 years, and no private nursing home group has said, oh, we'll come in and run it. What they'd like to do is come in and purchase the land.
Well,
and then shut it down because it won't be cost effective.
But then
and
they would
sell the
start
land.
another one somewhere else.
No, they'd probably sell the land.
Well, then where would we have a nursing home?
We wouldn't have a nursing home. I mean, that's an option. You see,
So
the
where
town,
would people go?
basically, right now, the town runs the nursing home because nobody else is running it. No one, there's no nonprofit or other group that can take on a facility like this.
And charge what we charge? I mean, because
Oh,
that's really
I
what the bottom
suppose you
line
could
is,
have
isn't it?
a very, you could have a completely different cost structure, but you'd have hardly anybody in it because nobody's going to be able to afford to be there.
What I'm saying though is that they go
you
to
know,
nursing
no
homes
one-
anyways. People do go to nursing homes off island or
Yes,
wherever.
yes.
So how
but-
do they run efficiently?
Well,
Why can't we
first
have
of
one
all,
that runs efficiently?
first of all, they're much bigger off island. A lot of this is going to be answered in the presentation,
Okay.
and I'm not a nursing home expert.
Right.
But what I've learned after a lot of years of being the town manager is that the regulatory issues are only increasing. Our setup, our institutional model setup, does not lend itself to the types of reimbursements that you would get with a different model setup. These are all federal regulations. We have no way to change them. There is no way the federal or state government is going to look at us and say, oh, you're different. We'll give you a different arrangement. We've been trying for years to get the rates to be changed. They're not going to be changed. We're one tiny little piece in a giant world of nursing home regulations and industry. There's not the opportunity for us to get our own little arrangement. So part of the problem is our model, the way we run it, which is the way we've pretty well always run it. And in order to change it, there's going to have to be bargaining with the union. There's going to have to be a different physical layout. I mean, we could keep running it the way it is, but the reimbursements aren't going to come in any higher, and we're going to be paying more and more from the taxpayers to run it.
So does the town subsidize?
The town subsidizes it quite a bit,
Okay.
over half.
Which allows it to be more affordable for some people.
It doesn't really have.
I mean, it's competitive
I'm
with
not-
other nursing homes?
No.
It's cheaper?
No, no, I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't done
All
a
right.
review.
All right.
I would be surprised if it's cheaper.
Okay.
It's an expensive operation.
Sure.
Anyway, no one's proposing to shut it down. Let me be clear about that. But really what we're doing now is how can we make it more cost effective? If we can make it more cost effective, can we do it at the current site, or is there another site where we can do that? And the other site that has been talked about very publicly is Sherburne Commons. And there's a lot of reasons why that site would be, I'm not going to say better, but from a cost perspective, less expensive. And there's a range of things. And we went over it yesterday with the consultants. And remember, this is one project that I'm involved in amidst
I know.
many. So
All right. So, yeah.
anyway, that was just public comment. Tell your friend out there he can move along.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
David Goodman. He
Yeah.
knows better.
Bye. I'm just going to try to come in.
He wants to have coffee, but no.
Tell him to
I
move
told him
on.
no.
Beat it, David.
He's not coming in. I'll
Go
shut the
away.
thing. No, I'll see you over there.
Meet him outside, yeah. Poor David. He was just trying to get your
Well,
attention.
he is a columnist.
He is a
He's looking for
columnist.
things to write about.
He's trying to pick up some dirt in here.
Exactly. He should be watching right now live. like
He should be
everybody else.
watching live. Does he
Right.
even have a smartphone though? I don't know.
He doesn't.
See? There you go.
I know. Well, we won't go there.
Okay, anyway, so back to our public hearings. We had some telephone petitions. We had a public hearing regarding a liquor license, which was to change the license type of this place up here on Broad Street called Merceau from a seasonal wine and malt beverage restaurant license to a club license. They're going to be a club now.
What does that mean?
It means you pay a membership fee to get in.
No
so
way.
you and I couldn't go in if we're not members.
No way.
Yeah, that's what they
And
want.
did that get passed?
It did. It requires state approval, but it did get passed by the board.
Is that a new thing that people are?
I don't know. There are other clubs like the yacht clubs and the golf clubs.
But it's right downtown. You know, the
Yeah,
other clubs
I
are
know.
out of town.
Yeah.
This is in town.
I don't know what to say about it. It's a thing. Okay, we also adopted some fees associated with mobile food units. This had been discussed at a prior public hearing.
What did we come up with?
We came up with a $300 town license fee, and if you're a mobile food unit that's going to do like a special one-day event, it's $100.
Now,
and we had talked about this a few weeks ago.
So how does that compete with brick and mortar restaurants?
Well, there was some discussion about that, and what we learned is that all of the mobile food units have to have a commercial kitchen as a base, so a brick and mortar base, which pays all of the regular fees. So mobile food unit, I guess if they are the owner of that kitchen, pays all the regular commercial fees plus the mobile food unit fees. I guess you could make an arrangement with somebody who has the commercial kitchen and sort of use theirs for your mobile food unit. You'd pay them something probably,
sure.
but they all have to be associated with a commercial kitchen. So you can't just make your own mobile food in your mobile food unit. You follow? You
yeah,
can't.
I do. So how many of these are we giving out?
Okay, I didn't bring that with me, but we revised our policy on this, and there are going to be certain beaches where there are certain numbers of mobile food unit alloweds that we are going to accept bids on. So there will be, say, I'm making this up, at Dionis, 2 spots. I forget if it's 2 or not, but say there's 2 spots. So we bid them out. You and I bid on it. We're the successful bidders. We get dedicated spots there. No one else can come there with a mobile food unit.
Yeah, that's fair.
And there's sort of the roamers that can drive around, like an ice cream truck. And there's no limit on those.
There's no limit?
No, but you don't really see that anymore.
I think it's going to be very popular.
Roaming ice cream truck? Well, how come it's not popular right now? How come people aren't doing it?
You guys are just making the...
No, but they could have done it up when there was no limit before. Like I've seen an ice cream truck occasionally coming around, but not. I don't know. I don't know if it's a very, very much of a moneymaker.
Doesn't it cost less to run? So therefore,
I don't know, Gino. I can only absorb so much.
The rentals on these places is incredible. So
that's true.
The food's good, and somebody could drive some Korean food over to my house, like an ice cream truck. I'll take it.
No, you won't be able to do that.
Oh.
Because the prepared foods like that are not. They're not allowed to be roamers.
Oh.
You can't do that. You can only be like a pre-prepared, like ice cream novelty stuff.
Yeah, but you could have, I don't understand. Well, you're only going to have an ice cream truck at Dionis? That's it?
No.
What about burgers?
Okay.
I
didn't explain this well enough. The mobile food units that are going to be at the beaches can have prepared foods. They can. They can have the whatever. I'm talking about the roamers.
Got it.
Can't have prepared
so
foods.
So the roamers can. What would roamers offer?
They can only offer, again, pre-prepared foods. So like already packaged stuff. So like your burger at Dionis is not.
Okay.
They're going to make it right there.
You can't cook it there. They can't cook it while they're roaming. They have to. It just has to.
Exactly.
Got it. All right.
Yep. All right, then we had a public hearing on increasing the town's ambulance rates. We haven't done that for about 6 years. We are moving to a different ambulance service model from what's called basic life support to what's called advanced life support. We are one of a very few municipalities in the state anyway that doesn't offer advanced life support, but it is more costly. So our intent is to increase the ambulance rates to help offset that cost. The proposal was a large increase. So
like what?
Like about $475-ish to about $1,200-ish, depending on the type of service in the ambulance. And the board felt that that was too big of a leap at one time. So I think they went to. Maybe it was $1,700 that we were going to. I can't totally remember, but whatever it was, they did a little more than half, maybe 3/4 of that. And that will go into effect as soon as we've advertised it, which will be next week or the week after. And then we'll, in about a year, increase them again. And
Wow.
for the most part, insurance companies pay this ambulance fee. So it's not,
So-
you and I aren't paying $1,700 generally.
Well, I'm thinking about the old folks, and if,
Well, if
they're
they
on
have
a
ins-
fixed income.
But if they have insurance, they should be mostly, if not entirely, covered.
Wow, that's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, but regardless of how much it is, it's covered.
All right.
It should be anyway.
So it
There are
doesn't
very
matter
few people
how
who
far
wouldn't
away-
be covered.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't matter how far away you are, that you're gonna pay $1,700?
Right.
Anytime it comes.
There
and
might be
gets
a
you.
mileage rate. I forget.
All right.
We also had a public hearing on traffic rules and regulations. And the board adopted some new language allowing paid parking at the 2 Fairgrounds Road lot, which has been used for the fast ferry connector. So if you're going to go park there for, more than a certain period of time, and I forget what it was, I think it was a week or more, you're going to pay something. So you're going to go over to the police station and get a little permit
Do we know
or
how
something
much
like
that
that.
is yet?
Gino, you were there too. No, you weren't there, were you?
I was there a little bit, in and out.
It might have changed a little at the meeting, so I didn't bring that with me. But I think it's very reasonable,
Okay.
much less than you'd pay like at the steamship lot in Hyannis. Also, the board approved some new language regarding courtesy vans, those vans that park in front of visitor services. There's hotel vans, there's restaurant vans. They will pay a fee of $100 per vehicle and to be able to park there going forward. So we did that, and we had some discussion about the residential parking permit, and this is for people who live downtown, but I guess they do or don't have off-street parking, but they need a permit to park on the street for longer than the timed parking allows. And there were some people who feel that the fee for that has gotten too high. So the board, I think some members agreed, and we're going to revisit that on March 16th. The hearing was continued for that. Then we had a public hearing on amendments to the town sewer district. This is in advance of the town meeting, the April 2nd annual town meeting. There are 4 sewer district articles. 2 of them are sponsored by the town and 2 are citizen articles. So annually, we have a staff group that evaluates if there are any citizen articles as to whether or not the parcels should go into the sewer district. So to make a long story short, the 2 town-sponsored articles are recommended, and one of the citizen articles got recommended and one did not. And what that means is it will still proceed at the town meeting, but it will require a 2/3 vote, not a majority vote.
All right.
We had an update from our housing consultant. Remain has given us a grant to engage an independent housing consultant to help further the housing development, the development of housing at the 2 to 4 Fairgrounds Road town property. So the consultant's name was Tucker Holland, and he came in and reviewed that. There's a zoning issue that's dependent upon the town meeting. So once that hopefully gets passed, he's going to be working on an RFP that we will issue to hopefully get some developers to respond to developing housing there. And we talked about the type of housing, we talked about who it would be for, and we talked about kind of a
And
timeline.
How's Remain involved in this?
Remain is funding a grant. They've given us a grant to hire Tucker to help get this
How much
off the
money
ground.
was that?
It was $75,000. So
That's nice of them.
it's very nice. Yes, we're very appreciative because we don't have
I mean,
dedicated
whatever
staff
we can take,
to do this. Yeah,
if somebody else wants to pay for something, I mean,
yeah, great.
that's really nice.
We had a couple of other minor things, and at the meeting next week, it shouldn't be too overly long and difficult because I think we're going to have 1 or 2 board members who probably won't be there. We've got a county meeting, we've got a selectmen's meeting, it's Real Estate Wednesday. We have the airport coming in to review their fiscal 17 budget, and I guess that's about it. FinCom is moving to the finish line of getting their motions finalized for the warrant articles. The Finance Committee and the Board of Selectmen have a joint meeting on Monday, February 29th at 4 o'clock at the Public Safety Building to discuss funding of the sewer project.
So,
And hopefully they're going to get on the same page with that so they can present a united front at town meeting. There's also going to be a forum on the sewer project sponsored by the Civic League on Saturday, March 5th at the Public Safety Building from 10 a.m. to noon. And I know I say this every single week, but I really am working on getting some FAQs out. In fact, I was just working on them, and of course, as soon as I start working on them, the phone rings or somebody comes in or there's some crisis of some kind. So those hopefully will be out by early next week. And
Okay,
that's what's going on in town government.
that's it.
Yeah, well, that's the tip of the iceberg. I know, I always say that too. So what else? Are you going anywhere for vacation?
I am.
There you go.
Going skiing.
Oh, nice. In Maine?
No, in New Hampshire.
Oh.
How about you?
You know, I never got my act together to figure out where to go, so I guess I'm not going anywhere.
Do you have to work
I'm gonna
the whole
take
week
some-
too?
I'm going to probably work a little. I'm going to
Yeah.
take some time. I need to do some interior house matters.
Okay.
You know, things pile up, so I got to deal with it. There's that.
You need a house husband. What
I
about
do.
we get him back out, get him over to the house, have him stay there.
Who?
He can do hockey and house husbandry.
Who's?
Your husband.
Oh, well, he does.
Would he like
Some of
like
that.
that?
I'm sure he'd love it.
He might be watching right now.
Yeah, I gotta
too.
be careful here. I just need, I need a kind of a personal assistant type. But I don't really want to pay them.
Uh-oh. All right.
No, I just need to find more time. There's not enough time in the day. Let's face it. There's not.
Right. No, that's true.
And there's not enough days in the week and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, it is. It's so true.
I know. Anyway, hopefully it'll warm up a tiny bit this weekend. That might be sort of nice.
Yeah.
And
March is on its way.
March is
Can't wait.
marching on the way. In a week it'll be almost March.
Right. We'll have some nice weather. We'll look forward to spring.
Yeah.
But we